Well, hey, it's Wednesday night. You might as well, you got to be somewhere, right? Might as well be here, hanging out with a bunch of shower door professionals. Makes me feel like I'm a professional. Get around all you guys. Hey, if you are in the Facebook group page thingy right there, you can just click on the old link that I posted and it will bring you right in here to the Zoom call. Or you can just watch us there from afar and just mumble under your breath how you would do it differently if you were in here. Oh man, I'm having fun. Anyway, I see Christina's here. Whenever Christina's here, I just got to turn it over to her because, you know, she's got good stuff to say. I'm just like, vamping, just trying to fill time. What's going on, Christina? How you doing?
I'm great, Chris. Well, we've already said how you are, but I'm glad to hear you're great and everyone's great and it's a beautiful day. Well, at least it is here. Um, I've got a co-op update. I've got a few updates. So, the website is coming along. It is not perfect. You might click a link and it'll take you to the wrong place. I'm sorry about that. That's all my bad. Rob Gomez would never let that happen, but I made him give me access to stuff. And so now it's all broken. But there's some progress. So frequently asked questions are all up. I highly recommend if you have questions about the co-op that you take a look because there's a bunch there. And if you have more questions, let's add them because happy to do it. Somebody else probably has a similar question. And we want to be very transparent and make sure everyone feels good and comfortable with all the things going on. So take a look at the page. If you'd like to join the co-op, go ahead and fill out the form. That is also on the website. It'll say like join the co-op or contact us. There's buttons everywhere. So go ahead and fill out that form. And I am still wrestling with the Secretary of State in Georgia, but more to come on that. The bylaws are finished though, so that is a big one. We've been working on those. That's like all kinds of legalese. Took months and months and months with an attorney, and it's been, yeah, they're done. So that's pretty cool. But we can't accept any money or members until the Secretary of State in Georgia is all situated. So I am waiting on them. They came back and they needed me to modify something, and then it's going to take another 10 days. So as it goes. Last but not least, Glass Build. We are having like a big old party at Glass Build. It's turning into a big old party. So work hard, play hard, I guess. But we're gonna meet each other up at Top Golf in Dallas on the Monday night of Glass Build. And the Chris reached out to Greg Abrams over at 310 Tempering, and they have very graciously agreed to host the entire event. They're sponsoring the event for us. Right now, for 75 people is what we were kind of planning on, but it is growing. So we might have to talk about that. But if you have interest in coming, feel free to express your interest. I think that we'll figure something out, but we want to see as many
Filling
people
up
out there as
fast.
possible. It's filling up fast, but we really want to see everybody. We want to talk about the co-op. We want to promote 310. We love 310. They make the Phantom slider. I haven't heard a bad thing about them, and it's going to be a fun time. And it comes right after the economic forecast, which might not be a fun time. So we can talk about the co-op in that context. We can talk about Glass Build and all of our major plans, or we can drink in despair, whatever we want to do. But we're all going to be together. It's going to be great. So can't wait. So I'll turn it back over to you, Chris.
Awesome. Thanks. Great job. Oh, wow. Stuff's happening. I love it. That's going to be a great time. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So thanks for signing up, everybody who is showing interest. Christina created an event there in the group, so you can just go there and kind of RSVP. So that'll be cool, and just kind of give us an idea of, who's going to be there. I'm sure everybody's not going to be able to attend this year, but if you are going to Glassville and you're going to be there on Monday, that's September 30th, right? Yeah, be sure to come and hang out, and try to hit some balls or something. Have a snack. It'll be awesome. Right on. Yeah. So, who all is going? Is everybody here going to Glassville?
I'm going.
Nice. Yeah.
Be there.
Nice.
Can't wait.
It's still a question mark for me. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I want to. I don't know.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. It's not very close to home here in beautiful California, but
Yeah.
Very close for me. It's a $200 round trip for me and my wife. So
oh, love
we
it.
got about 45 minutes versus driving for 4.5 hours. So that's what we're gonna do.
I just paid $45 for a round trip.
Yep.
$45, huh? Nice. Cool. Well, awesome. So, hey, the floor is open. If anybody has a question or a topic they want to throw out there, I'm all ears.
No. I saw Bill's ad on the Glass magazine that he's going out to, I think, what was it, like North Carolina, Georgia, or Tennessee? How you doing that, man? That's far away.
Well, we opened up a store in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're trying to expand where D3 sells glass. So if I'm running a truck up to North Carolina, why not drop it off at other locations on the way up there? So that's why we ran the ads, see if there's anybody else up that way that's interested, especially that we're doing laminate now too, so that we could do a lot of railing glass up that way. It's got some pretty good response, actually. Not everybody's thrilled with their suppliers, and the suppliers, if you try and buy it in North Carolina, they're almost double the cost that we're selling it for.
Wow.
Because when we opened up there, we were going to buy from somebody up there, and we got our first batch. We didn't like the quality, but the price was twice as much as we charge here. It's actually cheaper for us to run a truck up. But we also worked out some pretty good stuff with our supplier as well. So it makes sense, Elaban.
Yeah.
And if we open up other locations up that way, it'll only justify it even more.
And that's I mean, I just want to congratulate you on that, because it's not easy. I mean, going all the way from Fort Myers all the way north, I mean, it's what, like a 9-hour drive or so? It's
more
quite
than
a commitment.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's almost 13. But
Wow.
yeah, we kind of worked it out. The first few weeks we did it, we had guys from Charlotte drive down and meet us in Jacksonville. So we drove up to Jacksonville and they came down. But then we found another way of doing it. It was more cost effective.
No, great job.
Yeah, well, thanks. I mean, it's not, we need to have some more in the mix to make it worthwhile. But I think a lot of the guys there are opening their eyes to say that, hey, they can get some good quality glass for less money than they're paying now from that supplier up in the North Carolina area. And that's going to help even more when the prices go up. Because I'm sure
How often will you be able to make that trip?
once a week.
Once a week. Awesome.
Yeah, run that truck up once a week.
Fantastic, man. That's kudos. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Spreading out.
It took a long time to get to that size. Now when you get to that size, you got to keep everybody busy and got to keep the factory busy. And it's slowing down. I mean, the amount of new construction slowed down considerably with the interest rates being up. A lot of things going on. It's a political year. They're waiting to see what happens in the election. Inflation is higher than it's been in the past few. It's actually been very high. today they were saying, oh, it's not as high as it was. No, it wasn't as high as it was, but it's still high. Still high. So they're trying to take kudos for it coming down, and it's only coming down a fraction of a percent, but it is in a downward trend. So they're jumping all over that, but it still costs the average homeowner a lot more money than it used to 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, and the way they figure inflation rates is pretty fishy. You know, if you look into it, there's a lot of stuff they don't count. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of like unemployment rates, right? They've got like there's 5
Absolutely.
different versions, you know, how much
Yep.
unemployment there is, depending on how you want to make it look.
Yep.
It's like
And
that
whether
old
people
saying
are,
about lies, damn lies, and statistics, right?
yeah, it's exactly right. You really have to analyze everything.
Mhm.
So anyhow, yeah, Eliban, it's been a challenge, but it's kind of fun trying to work out those problems.
I mean, that's really the only way to grow. Like, you gotta do what no people is willing, no other is willing to do. So
You know what it is? We got a big staff, and we always ask people that work for us if they'd like to be the ones to move. I'd much rather promote from within than trying to hire a stranger and teach them the glass business from scratch. And you know, our installer that was with us for over 10 years is running the installation crews up there, and one of the salespeople that was with us for 6 years wanted to move his family up into the Carolinas.
Wow.
So I've got sales and techs up there, and then we hired, and actually there's a pretty good group of people up there interested in working. So we've already got 2 installation crews and 2 inside sales and a manager. So Charlotte's actually doing very well, very well. Best opening of any of the stores we've ever had.
Amazing.
So we're encouraged. It brings other problems though, you know, things you don't think about, like you create what they call a nexus with sales tax now that you're doing business in another state. And because Charlotte's very close to the South Carolina border and we've already sold jobs in South Carolina, you know, now we got to pay sales tax in South Carolina, North Carolina, as well as Florida. And every state has different tax regulations. Like Florida, if you're doing shower doors in a house, it's non-taxable to the homeowner because it's real property. North Carolina is not the same rules. It's different. So you got to know all the different laws.
Yep. More red tape.
But
Everywhere you go.
hey, if it was easy, anybody, like they say, if it was easy, anybody could do it, right?
That's
So.
right.
So how are you guys seeing the economy? Have any of you guys slowed down? Do you have a lot of orders? Do you have a plan if things slow down?
You asking a group or me?
Anyone?
I'll say this, the homeowner work has slowed down considerably, but the contractor work is still there. Unfortunately, we got a couple of the big projects, like big hotels that are starting. That'll keep us busy until everybody comes back for season. Do you see a season flux in Orlando much, or most of the people there full time?
I would say full time. For sure, the homeowner work, as you said, has slowed down considerably. Contractor work is pretty sturdy.
Yeah, that's right. But see, in Naples and Fort Myers, there's definitely season where, you know, these are people that have 2 homes. They go up north for the summer, then they'll come back and they'll go up quick for the holidays and then come back again. But college opens next week here. Elementary schools and high schools are already back to school. So once the colleges come back, the traffic picks up. So we're only a week away from coming back into the start of our season.
Yeah, it's been strange over here in our area. It's like, you know, usually we've got my experience has been we've had pretty obvious seasons where it's busy, you know, like summer's a busy time, and then and that stays like that, even maybe ramps up a little bit in the fall. when it starts to get close to the holidays, it's like people are wanting to get stuff done for, oh, can I get it done by Thanksgiving? Can I get it done by Christmas? Can I get it done, before the end of the year? And then usually we get to the beginning of the year and it just falls off. Everybody's just kind of taking a break and done with all that and starting to think about tax season, stuff like that. So then that first quarter is usually slow or slower. And then, as soon as tax time is done, people are back at it. And then it's usually just kind of ramps up from there, into the summer and then repeats. And then this year it's been just wacky. It's been completely unpredictable. Looks like it's getting busy, get quite a few jobs in, and then like, okay, we're kind of bracing for that. All right, it's happening, and then it kind of falls off. And then it kind of ramps up again like that. Seems like it's going to get busy, and then it really doesn't. It's kind of ebbing and flowing. So it's been strange this year, different than I ever remember it being. But of course, we don't have very many contractors. I mean, we've got a few builders that work for, but the vast majority of our customers are homeowners. So, I mean, I'm sure that has something to do with it.
When you start loading your workload down with a lot of contractors, what you have to watch out for now is slow payments and no payments.
Oh man,
And make sure somebody's on the accounts receivable daily, and making sure, at least Florida has, they call a lien law.
Mm-hmm.
So you send out what they call notice to owners. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, we have that here too.
Yeah. And you just got to stay diligent, or you got nothing to hang your hat on, right? Now, even though you do it, that doesn't guarantee you're going to get paid, but it gives you a higher percentage that you'll get something.
Mm-hmm.
But you really got to stay diligent and try and be the first one to make their phone ring to get paid, because they're just going to stop paying until somebody bothers them enough where they say, oh, I got to shut this guy up, send him a check. So you might as well be the guy yapping your mouth. If you don't,
yep,
that's all. Chris doesn't bother me. I can put him off for another month.
Yeah. I just
Right.
had that call today with a contractor. It's really a property management company, realtors, same thing.
Yeah.
About like getting paid promptly. It's like, hey, it's like we're used to getting paid. If I have to ask over and over to get paid, that's a problem. We're gonna have to figure that out, because it's just not built into our system to do that. It's like we're all adults here, and we know what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. And it's like, so, but yeah, here, like in California, contractors law really does nothing to protect the contractor. It's only protecting the customers from the contractor. So it's the Division of Consumer Protection Agency in California. So really the only benefit there is to being a contractor is that lien law, that you can file a mechanic's lien if you don't get paid. But it has to be, I mean, if you've got a job that's $1,000, $2,000 or something, I mean, it's almost not even worth, doing it. But you get into some of these bigger jobs, I think we automatically send out a notice when it gets to about $10,000. So yeah, before it even, there's a problem, say, hey, let you know that, like, sign here. So that is one good thing about being a contractor, and you can do bigger jobs and stuff too.
When you do a notice to owner, do you send it to the homeowner and to the builder, or just to the homeowner?
I'll start by sending it to the builder, and then if I don't get a response, then I send it to the homeowner. I've had one situation like that with a contractor who has just stopped answering my calls, and I sent him the notice and still nothing. And then I sent it to the homeowner. I'm like, hey, just want to let you know that the contractor isn't paying me. If he's not paying me, I mean, I don't know who else he's not paying.
Yeah,
And he took care of it. He got it done.
sure. We had our first one where the police busted a guy 2 weeks ago, and I mean, he's been building homes. And God, he was president of the Cape Coral building industry for a few years, but he was taking deposits and not getting any work done. And he would have project managers out there, and all they were doing was taking heat from the customers, couldn't give him an answer. Anytime he questioned ownership, they fired him for insubordination. So he had a parade of project managers and just strung it along till finally somebody dropped the ball to the officials. Even the police got involved. They raided his office. He was actually selling, one of his warehouses had cabinetry in there with customers' names on it. And he was selling cash and carry to anybody that would give him cash.
Oh, geez.
And homeowners stopped by and saw it and said, those are my cabinets with my name on it. So yeah, it was a real mess.
Wow.
So those are the things that, any of the guys on this that listen to this call and get involved with contractors really got to start keeping their eyes on their books. It's going to be really tight when things tighten up like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the tricky part. And I get it. It's like being a contractor, you kind of have to deal with this stuff. But, I talk to homeowners all the time, and they've been put through the ringer by other contractors, general contractors, subcontractors. There are so many times that by the time we get to the job, everybody, everybody screws something up or broken promises, has not come through, has been fired. And then here we come, we're the last guy. And man, they're shell shocked, they're expecting things to go wrong, so I can feel for them. And you need to have a good bedside manner,
Yeah.
if you're working with people like that.
Yeah, but you got to be really diligent, really diligent.
Yeah, and you can, man, if you get into that situation and then you come through, you really have the opportunity to really be a hero and really make a difference and leave that project, leave them with a good taste at the very end, and that feels great, when you can do something like that. I think I like that better.
And then get the review.
And then get the review. Exactly.
Well, in Florida, and I don't know how it is in California, but okay, so here you do a notice to owner to what they call a third party. Basically, you're saying, hey, we just want you, the homeowner, to know that your contractor has hired us to do work in your home. In the event that we don't get paid and we file this, you're on the hook for this. So it's up to you to make sure that we get paid from the contractor. Do not sign off payment to the contractor until the subcontractor, meaning us, signs a waiver that we've been paid. Have them present the waiver to you as acknowledged that we've been paid, then you can pay them. You do it in a reverse manner, you might be paying twice. You may be paying him and still responsible to us. So in your case, Chris, where you're letting the homeowner know, you're actually doing them a favor. You're doing them a big favor. You're not being the bad guy. You're saying, hey, I'm trying to keep you from paying twice on this thing.
Exactly.
And it's a big deal, and it's a valid thing. The problem is the lien itself lasts for only a year and it's not renewable. So you've still got to stay diligent to try and get your collections done within that year. If you don't get it done a year, then you got to file, a civil case in court.
What do you do? What do you do in that case though when the contractor that hires you doesn't want you to share the price information with the customer though? Because they want to mark it up and make money on their own.
You don't have to give them a price on the notice to owner. You're just saying, hey, homeowner, want you to know that my shower door has done work at your house. make sure you get a waiver from us before you pay. The waiver just says we've been paid in full, doesn't give them a dollar amount.
Okay. Yeah, because I got a customer today, that contractor that I've been trying to, come over to our side, but he has this job and he wants me to give him a 30-day net. I'm like, I've never done anything for him yet. So I'm like, I don't know. And so that might be a good idea to do that. And where he's doing work at is not, it's not a what do you call it? It's a really nice part of town. And so but man, it's almost 10 grand.
Yeah, but
And
that's what you do. Say, I'll be happy to, as long as you allow me to file the notice to owner to make sure that the homeowner knows and will be responsible.
if
So
he
we'll,
tries to skip out. All right.
yeah, because if he balks at that, that's throwing a red
Because
flag.
he agreed to do the price, and then he dropped the bombshell. Hey, can you do 30-day net?
Yeah,
A 30-day
yeah.
net, and I'll talk to my dad about it. Hey, what do you think? I mean, it is a lot of money,
What
And
you
so
could
he
do
goes,
is say, wait a minute, let me go look at my logo. And you go out and look at your logo. It says, oh, it's shower doors by Lana. We're not a bank. No, that's what you
That's what my
use.
dad said. That's what
That's
my dad
what you
said.
use banks for.
That's what my dad told me. No,
Yeah.
but I do have contractors that I've been doing work for 20 plus years. They're on a 30-day net. They're okay. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
okay doing work for them. But like new ones now, like you said, I mean, it's just kind of, you gotta be careful.
Will he give you a deposit?
No,
Oh, see, that's another red flag.
yeah, it is. Yeah. So I had to text him, say, hey, yeah, we can't do a 30 net. And he goes, all right, thank you. That was it. I'm like,
Thank
"Yeah."
you, but no order. That's all right.
Mm,
Hey, you gotta look at it this way. He's probably gonna hang the next guy and see what happens.
yeah, it's all right though. I mean, they say when one closes, another one opens, or two more, or whatever. So I'll
And,
just
so,
wait.
and sometimes the best jobs you don't get are the best ones.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. Never regretted the job I didn't get.
Yep. Yep.
That's funny.
It's funny, but true. I think that's why it's funny, because
It
it
is.
is true.
It
It's
is.
true. I like that.
Keep an eye on that guy and you're watching 2 years, see what happened, or a year maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, he doesn't do work near, in town, so it's mostly out. I don't know
Did
if
he
I'll
call
see him.
you? Did he call you or did you call on him?
So what I do, when I'm on Facebook, I'll watch for these contractors, throwing out work and stuff, what they do, and then I'll DM them or email them, and so he was one of them. So he was,
Yeah.
so we sort of connected like that, and so so it's like, oh, well, I'm not gonna hear from him again, but
Don't be so sure about that.
yeah,
Don't be so sure. You might be
yeah,
surprised. Hey, we bid on a huge job about 3 months ago and we got a flat out, no, you're not getting it. And the phone rang last week and the order came through this morning. So
Oh, wow.
it's not out of the woods.
yeah. Well, it's kind of like, yeah, it's all right. We're not gonna starve because we don't get it. It's just when you're trying to get these contractors come over to you and trying to,
Mhm.
and it doesn't work out, it's kind of bum out, but it's all right.
It is all right. Yeah.
Some of them worked out. Like right now, I'm working on one bid right now for a customer. For one of those, I did, and yeah, and we already did a window job for them. We did like 2 window jobs for them, and now we're working on a shower door job. So it's working out. I just bug them, you know.
It'll work. And don't forget, these guys, I don't want this to be a bash on all contractors. There's always more to the story, right? Just sometimes their homeowners are beating them up and they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that happens, but I mean, that's the risk they take.
That's right.
You're taking a risk to do business with him. He's got a commitment to you. Your commitment to that builder should not be reliable on whether that homeowner pays him.
Okay.
Yeah. Common sense. I mean, it's like, can't tell the landlord, oh yeah, well, my customer didn't pay me, so I don't have your rent. He
Exactly.
doesn't care what, he doesn't care why not.
No. Sometimes too many of the contractors have allowed that to happen. And
Mhm.
guys learn from it and say, well, other people have let it go. I'm going to see if I can get by.
What I always say is my contract is with you, not with the homeowner.
That's exactly right. That's right. And if you're running tight, then you just go to the bank for your line of equity. That's why banks have that.
Does anyone use a collections company to help them with liens and collections?
Yeah.
I help a few people that help a few.
I tell you, Keith used an attorney on one, and he got paid this morning in a job we didn't think we were ever going to get paid for. And you got to check this morning. This attorney was really good. Oh, he's really good. Stayed on him all the time.
That's what we do.
I don't know. For some reason, attorneys seem to have more strength than a collection agency. Collection agencies are that squeaky wheel, right? They just keep calling, and they're going to get a commission off it. When you get an attorney calling it, that's a little different. At least it's perceived differently.
I guess you would want an attorney in your own state. Would that be correct?
Yeah, or whatever state the transaction was in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you're in Georgia but doing a job in South Carolina, you'd probably want a South Carolina attorney.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing with a lien. You know, if you give someone a notice that you're filing a lien, that speaks to people. You know,
It does.
You know, they take that seriously. It's kind of like a letter from an attorney. It's like a collection agency. Yeah, those guys, you hear it all the time. Well, I mean, once you're in that situation, I don't know personally, but I've heard.
Well, sometimes you file a lien on these people and it really messes up a lot of things. They go to buy a car and they do a credit check and, oh my God, there's a lien on the house.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden their interest rate, they can't get a good interest rate because their credit score goes down. And they don't realize the ramifications of it.
Yeah, I set up an automation follow-up for a GCS glass. They had the program called Level Set. So anytime a job over $10,000 is moved to their scheduling, then it automatically sends an email to somebody to add them to the Level Set program. I'll put the link inside the chat right here. I'm not sure why they opted to do Level Set. Probably the person whose job it was to pursue all this paperwork said, screw this. I have way better things to do with my time with everything in the glass company. And they started outsourcing to this company, and I've heard nothing but good things about them. I've never used them myself, but everyone I know that uses Level Set loves the way it's set up to, I believe you're the one that adds it to their system, but after you add it to their system, the process in which they file these liens, do background checks on these contractors for you, and help you actually deal with all the back and forth of getting paid and the homeowner lien and all that legal jargon you could have. I don't know how far they have lawyer teams for you, but I know this is a good place to start for people that have no team to pursue this.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to follow back up with a question, Chris, with Christina and the co-op. I know she said she can't take payment yet, but the website is up. Are you already starting to take backlinks and provide backlinks from member companies?
I only have backlinks on there for 3 of the members that I was testing the layout. And the members are just the board who's been working on it for the last 8 months.
But once it's up and going, the intention is, right, that if you're a member, you'll have a backlink. And then,
yes.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. That's probably, I don't want to say it's definitely not the only value proposition, but it's like one of the first, easiest, low-hanging fruit, best things that we can do pretty immediately. So that's kind of where we're at.
And you just reminded me, did you get an answer for the switch light question that you asked?
Thank you. Yes. And you had mentioned M3, and I was cooking dinner at the time. I didn't write it down, and then somebody else mentioned it. I'm like, oh, that's what Bill said. So I called them today. They answered the phone immediately, hooked me up with a sales rep immediately. They sent me information immediately. Their lead time is so stellar. They're not shipping something from Dublin, Ireland. So that's pretty cool. And I'm so excited to work with them. They really know their crap. So thank you. And I name dropped you guys. I name dropped Shower Door Professionals. I didn't say co-op yet, but I said, well, I've been referred to you by the Shower Door Professionals group. So putting our name out there.
They'll probably be in Dallas. I mean, based on where they're located, they're generally at the glass show. So make sure you look them up. Chris Mammon's an incredible guy, really good guy.
Oh yeah, that's who I talked to today. He was absolutely great, and he is coming to Glass Build. I was thinking about inviting him to the co-op party, but after I briefly looked at the event page, and I'm like, oh, there's so many people already coming to this, which is great. Keep on coming. But we budgeted for 75, so we're gonna. I am elated. We'll just have to figure it out. But
well done.
Thank you. But yes, Chris will be at Glass Build. So.
Oh,
well done. Good. I won't be there because the Boston Red Sox are hosting us in Boston that weekend. So we're not flying back from Boston to turn around and go to Dallas. So
Bill, you're famous.
I think Keith will be there. I'm not sure. I know Bryce is going for sure. Not even sure about Keith. He probably will go.
Awesome.
So we'll be represented.
Very good. Well, I had a quick question for Daniel and squad, everybody. Where do you guys like to buy your t-shirts, hats, swag, apparel?
We go to a place down in Norcross. I'll go grab the business card real quick, and I'll kind of flash it on the screen for you. But he's a really cool guy. We did a shower door for him. And found out what he did. And my dad was trying to get us to use an old company that we used to use, some like Red Frog, some frog company. I can't remember the name, the first part of it, Big Frog or something like that. But I was like, why are we gonna? How many shower doors have they bought from us? And he said 0. I'm like, okay. And this guy, he bought a shower door from us, and this is what he does. I was like, why are we? The pricing's pretty much the same. So we're buying shirts and hats from this guy. Get out of here with that. So yeah. We did, and it was pretty quick and easy. I'll go grab his card for you. It's pretty cool little logo. He's cool shop. He gave me a tour of it and stuff like that. But we shopped local because the guy bought a shower door from us. So why would you not shop local for something like that? Yep. The pricing is reasonable. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, thank you. You'll probably get better service that way too.
I kind of want to ask a question going back to the collections and stuff. All right. Is there a service that anybody knows of that can file the liens at the courthouse for you so that it gets done properly? We had one that we tried to place a lien on, and we kept getting kicked back, and they kept saying the description wasn't right or such and such isn't right. And it'd be nice.
And it was baloney. It was baloney reasons. It was like they didn't want to support the lien that we were trying to place.
But if there was a service, that does that, it might just simplify things and make it more efficient for us to file liens.
Like everything else, yes, there is. We had one for the longest time. Just like car dealers have runners to go get license plates and registrations, there's contractor lien people. Yeah, they know what to do at the courthouse.
What do you call that, or how would I find them? I guess
I would put up something like lien services around me. You'll find something like that.
Okay, all right. I did it once and successfully. It took about 2 years, and I did finally get paid. That was some years ago, and I was pretty happy about that. But it took so long, and then we've had a couple that we just ended up writing off just because it became more of a hassle for $1,000 than it's worth, So.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yep.
But hey, the biggest thing is stay on it early. Give yourself the most time. A lot of these things, when you do liens, there's time frames. You have to file within 30 days or 45 days of the last day on the job. And the reason for that is you have to give them time to pay within whatever your terms are. But you have to.
Here in Georgia, you have 90 days to file a lien. So I probably ought to start at about 45, 50 days or something.
Yeah.
Give them plenty of time to pay first before you make it more threatening.
In the chat, Lana just said their attorney files for them. So there's another good option. Sometimes the attorney has people right in their office that'll do it for you.
Perfect. Thanks, Lana.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but yeah, our attorney does it for us, and it has been 100% successful. People are paying within a week. So we're continuing that if the issue comes up.
Very good.
Within a week of filing the lien and starting that procedure, or do you do it for every?
No, he just sends the letter, and he sends us a letter at the same time, so we have an exact same copy of what they're receiving. And of course, they have to send it certified, so we know when the homeowner signed for the letter. So usually within a week, 10 days, I would say at the most, they're in our office paying their bill or calling with a credit card. So that's been the most successful thing for us.
So he's giving them a demand letter, basically.
Yes, exactly.
So they're not really filing a lien. He's just sending out a demand letter, which is a good option.
Right. He sends the letter and tells them if they don't pay that we are going to put a contractor's lien against their home.
Perfect.
So that's been working for us.
That's just perfect advice.
Yep.
So it's always best to try and do that first. Yep.
Yeah, in Georgia, we can also renew the lien after a year, and you can do that for several years, I think, but you have to renew it every year. So it doesn't just expire. It expires in 1 year, but you do have the ability to keep renewing it.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Wow. It would suck having to wait multiple years, to try to collect.
Yeah.
Man.
I guess it depends on the amount. I'm waiting on $16,000 right now on a balance, and I am in physical pain thinking about it right now. This conversation hurts.
Sorry.
Sucks. It's okay. It's just, Adrian, don't take that job. Don't take that contractor's job. Do not take that job. This is like referring back to, I think maybe 6 months ago, I was talking about this designer that was manipulative and difficult.
Yes.
And
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
This is the one you're waiting for the money from?
Oh yeah. Could have guessed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
We
remember...
did a beautiful job though. Such a beautiful job. I could not be more proud of our installers. Couldn't be more proud of Dad. Like, you guys are, it was awesome. So beautiful.
Well, the homeowner has been, at least they've been communicative. They've been calling or texting us or emailing us every week to give us an update. And so you normally don't have that. Usually just goes silent. But I just want to make sure they're not dragging us out, to play this little game of getting past the lien date.
Well, that's the thing. Don't let that slip. And that is a ploy. Just stay on and say, hey, I'd like to stay friends, but let's just put this out there so everybody's protected.
Yeah.
And, hey, business is business.
I think that's what I need to do because, I shouldn't say all this, but ultimately the designer spent more money than they had and really, really did a horrible thing to these people.
Yeah. Disservice.
And
she did a great design, but horrible budgeting, right?
Yeah. And it was just, it's altogether terrible. It's a bad situation for everybody. Difficult builder, bad designer. It's just all wrong. So, nice homeowners, but I probably shouldn't say this either, but like, I feel like I'm easily manipulated. Like if I'm calling to do a collection, somebody's like, well, I had this medical emergency and now I'm drowning in medical bills. And I'm like, oh, you poor thing, of course. And so, gosh, like, I hate it. I hate it. I don't know
You
how to
have
deal.
to
I
turn
need
it
to.
over to Guido.
Yeah.
Guido.
Adrian is your guy. and he's
Yeah,
got you-
Adrian. We'll
That's
fly
his name.
Adrian out here to do our collections.
Yo.
Honey, I got
Just put Adrian on the phone. You don't need to fly him out. Just put him on the phone.
me and my brothers will go show up at the front door and knock on it.
There we go.
Brad did that one
You get
time.
you get 3 Mexicans at your front door, man, with some pretty glasses.
There you go, right there.
You know,
Straight from the cartel.
Christina, I put that guy's email and name and the company name in the chat if you wanted it. He's right around the corner from you guys in Norcross. This is his little logo right here. It's pretty cool. He designed it like the octopus, like his machine, because he's got the printing presses look like, or the screen press, whatever the heck it is. It looks like an octopus with all the little arms that go out and the shirts go on. He's got a bunch of those set up. It was pretty cool. He, gave me a tour and stuff, and it's pretty cool what he's pumping out of that place over there. It's right over by CSI Bath and Studio. So.
Thank you. It looks amazing. It looks great. And yeah, that would be right
close
around
to
the
each other?
corner.
Are you close to each other? Like, oh, okay.
We were closer till they moved.
Yeah.
Neighbors.
But your neighbors, you got Eccles in your backyard.
Yeah, we just started buying some stuff from them recently too, because we had to because the service elsewhere at some other places, but it's just for some like one-off things and stuff like that. But I mean, it's, they're local. I like to keep an open door. You never know what we could do for them and what they can do for us, So we were I say we, but part of us, we were adamant about not buying from them because they were competition, because they were installing. But I'm like, get over it, like we need to do what's best for our customers, so it's a quicker turnaround for certain things and some better quality on some stuff because they got new machinery. Just, so that's nice to have them there, and it's nice to have an open relationship with them. Maybe not for now for everything, but just for something, you know how they can help you out. So
Yeah, no, they're great. We buy from them too, and they've really pulled it out for us with some antique mirror projects. So I would recommend them for the 9 other companies in Georgia listening. Go to Eccles for antique mirror. They're pretty great.
Yeah,
I would talk to Bill. I would talk to Bill about antique mirrors and such. There's no reason we can't do that.
Bill, you?
No, we don't. We buy ours from somebody else. We don't really do any mirror work.
Would you ship reeded glass up to Atlanta? Because there's a guy way out east at Lake Country Glass and Mirror, Graham. He's pretty active in the group. I think he was asking about reeded glass earlier.
He did. We don't have any.
Okay.
We didn't even bring it in. Actually, that big project I told you we're bidding on, that's what was spec'd from Binswanger. And we tried to give them an option of something else, and they said, no, that's what the designer wants. And then when we did price it after bringing it in, I think it was GGI, and the pricing was outrageous. We said, hey, we could do it with this, and now they're back looking at the option. So like 3/8 low iron instead.
We got reeded glass if you guys need any.
You got it in 3/8?
Yeah, 3/8.
There you go.
And then I'm bringing 3/8 low iron reeded as well.
Nice. There you go. I had no idea you had that, Elevon. I would have asked you.
Ship it over here to California. We don't have any supplier.
Figure something out. Put it on the co-op list of things that we're
in Utah that's supposed to
figure out how to do.
Do you know why the pricing of that is so expensive? When you go to optimize it, you don't get good yield out of the glass because it's got to be orientated just right.
True. Yeah.
And if you start doing out of squares, they're miserable because you got vertical lines, and you start doing out of squares, and it just looks awful.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. Better make sure everything's really square if you're gonna use that stuff.
Hey, Bill, What's types of glass are you carrying? Obscure types of glass.
Obviously the acid etch and
Okay.
rain.
Got it. Okay.
That's it. But then we got
Has anybody done, this is a good question here. Has anybody experimented with making your own acid etch, either for fading or doing designs or anything like that?
yeah.
I was talking to some supplier, I can't remember who it was now, but they said they used to carry all the acid etch gel. Then they stopped carrying it.
Yeah, we did it a while ago. Actually, we were sandblasting it. Just set up a booth and did sandblasting, and we had 2 guys that were pretty good at it. But there's hardly any call for that. If you can get the acid etch, it's much better. It doesn't show the fingerprints, because when you sandblast it, it actually does show fingerprints, and
it's horrible. I've done both, and I've never had good luck with sandblasting. You're real careful with it. Then you put your like Clear Shield or Endura Shield or whatever on there, and you still see inconsistencies from it.
Brad, if you got a customer that's that hell-bent on doing it, I'd go to a film guy, because they make some really nice film in gradients, stripes.
Yeah.
And
You're right. You're right.
I mean, film's not like it used to be. It's so much better, and it gives them a safety factor. So if the glass broke, it stays together. You know, there's a
there you go.
huge safety factor to it.
We actually just had a film, like a company in our industrial park that does film, that just came into our shop, brought us some donuts. They're slow and they're out, meeting people, and they brought their stuff by, and it was pretty cool because they had something for like builders that if they had a window that was not tempered and it was supposed to be tempered, they have a film that they can put on there. And we had that asked a while back, and we're like, no, what is that stuff? That's not an option. What are you talking about? And then of course these guys come in and show us all about it, and they do the films for shower doors. They can do frosted, and we always have customers that want us to put like a decorative piece of glass over a tub where they put clear glass, and we try to stay away from doing that. We tell them to go get a film person to do it. Well, if you need a source, Brad, there's a company, pretty legit company that right in our industrial park over by us that does it now. So finally we have somebody to refer out for that stuff.
All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, Daniel, I'll take you up on that.
It's really good. You know what's nice about it, Brad, when you go to sell it to the homeowner? You tell them that when they go to sell the house,
they can remove it.
It can be removed. Exactly. You're not stuck with it. If you're sandblasting it, I mean, you got to replace the glass. But these films can be removed, and it's not that difficult to do.
Yeah, you could have the guys come out and change it every year. You could have a different pattern every year.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Yep, I like that. And I have suggested that before, but I know of a sign company I can refer, but I don't know how well they're doing or whether they use them. So if I knew somebody that does it all the time, and that's maybe if they're coming to Daniel and saying, hey, we'd like to do this, that makes me feel better,
Yeah. Yeah, all you got to do is refer them. And, a lot of these film guys, they'll refer you for glass.
Okay.
I have a guy that does the etching for me if I need something done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we try to experiment on some black grids, spray on black grids. And he sent me a sample the other day, and man, it looks pretty good.
Really?
So instead of having sticky grids, I might have him do them in black for me. Yeah. So some black grids.
Nice.
So
nice.
And he's old glazer too from the back in the day, so he knows how to handle the glass and everything. So he's pretty. Yeah, and he only lives down the street from me, so where I'm at. So yeah, so we might do some business in grids. I hate grids, but now I got a source I can get them done.
I wonder if they've got like a vinyl like with black grids like that.
Yeah, they do. Well, they can make it. Usually they'll go out there with the black and lay it out. They just put black up there. but you could do the whole grid in a film.
Right.
Yeah, looks really good.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
What are
because-
some things that you guys like to sub out that take up time that's really not worth it for you to get into, but it kind of falls in your line of work, and you just kind of sub it out?
Take
Demo.
out the shower. Take out the old shower doors.
Sandblasting.
Demo.
Sandblasting. We sub
Take
that
out the
out.
shower. Take out the shower doors. I pay somebody to do that for me.
Yep.
Yeah,
You got-
removal.
Yep. Love that.
I don't do it.
Removals, tile repair.
Oh,
You know, especially after the removal, if some of the tile comes with it, sub
Cleaning.
that out.
Grout.
Grout, cleaning, yeah, clean up.
oh yeah.
Yeah. It's good to have someone who does like grout cleaning, grout repair, tile cleaning, stone cleaning. Have someone like that. We've got a good film guy in our area.
Film.
And that's great, you can just send them right out. I mean, they'll go out on site and do it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to mess with it on your glass, right? So you can just install your glass and have them go out and buy it on site. And they're happy to do it,
Will he come to Yuba City?
I don't know. It's
far?
maybe it's they're pretty big. They're pretty spread out. It's called PGC, transparent glass coatings. I would look them up and see if they do come out to your area. And they're good guys and they're really reasonable, easy to work with. It's great to have someone like that. But yeah, also I've got a buddy who manages.
Siri, turn flashlight on.
What? I've got a buddy that manages
God damn it.
demo company. Yeah. So
Siri, turn the flashlight on.
let me handle that. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, so that's cool. I mean, because if there's stuff, I don't, if you don't want to pull mirrors off the wall, I hate that. Like removing old mirrors, have a demo company go out there and do it for you, and have them just work right with the customer, and you don't even have to mess with it. That's a good one.
Yeah, I have a crew that does he removes the shower door and clean. He cleans it really good, like perfect. Like there's no indication there was silicone or even a shower door at all. And if I'm doing like a fiberglass unit that somebody wants to put a semi-frameless back in there, he'll refinish the fiberglass for me and he'll clean it and make it look brand new. And I'll give that an option to the customer. If they want to do it, pay for it, go for it. But I'm not gonna take it down. I'm not touching that stuff. One time I had pulled one out, freaking all the water spilled in my face. I'm like, oh, that was the end of that one. I ain't doing that no more.
So disgusting.
I swallowed somebody with nasties. I ain't do that again. That was gross.
The worst part. That's the worst part of.
Yep. Never again.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Does
tasty
anyone
sometimes.
sell LED mirrors?
So what?
No,
LED.
the LED mirrors. I have before. I did a while back. I tried.
CRL starts selling them too. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Yeah, CRL has LED mirrors now. They have all kinds of different designs now.
Really?
Yeah, I was
The thing
checking them
is,
out.
you need to have an electrician. You have to have an electrician that.
Yeah, we sell them, but
Not always. They can be just a plug. So the electrician just needs to put a plug behind the vanity where you're going to put the mirror.
Electrician. Right, an electrician. Yeah.
The new ones are not that. The old ones were.
You need one. I mean, you need an electrician one way or the other, either hardwire or another plug in the spot.
Well, the homeowner needs an electrician.
Right. Right. But I mean, you kind of need to coordinate it, right? If you're going to install it, you're just going to sell it to them. It's like,
Yeah.
We'll help them hang them, but we won't provide them. We can get them from Precision Frameworks up here if they still have them available, but we just let them buy them on Amazon, and if the builder wants us to hang them, we'll hang them, especially if it's in tile, they want us to hang it. and then we'll let them do the rest. We'll say, you got to plug it in. We'll hang it. You plug it in. So,
Well, that's
and
nice of you to
that's
do that.
Yeah. Well, because
That's
we're
who we
hanging
like,
like framed
Daniel.
mirrors. So, say that again.
We get ours from Precision too.
Yeah.
All of our
So-
mirrors, all frame mirrors and LED mirrors and round mirrors we get from them.
Yeah, we don't have a big calling for it, and when we do, they just prefer to buy them on Amazon or something, anyways. And so we don't push them very hard. You know, we just push the framed mirrors more or less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
Well, I think we pretty much covered everything. We started out on glass build, ended up on mirrors, covered a lot of ground in between, leans, collections, all kinds of stuff. I love this
Do
show.
it.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks for coming. Hope to
Yep.
see you again next Wednesday and have a great week.